Hello everyone and welcome to my video. I'm Alexa and normally our chit chats is the talking head, me just sitting here talking, babbling on about all kinds of crap. Today we're going to change it up a little bit because the sun has come out. So I'm going to show you around my tiny house. So, this good, bad, and ugly. A lot more of the ugly than anything else. But I'm going to show you what tiny house living is actually like. So let's have a little tour. Okay, so this is my normal spot where I sit, which is actually my dining room. Okay, so here we go. This is my tiny house. So let's go and have a little look at where I normally sit. So that's where I normally sit, and that is my dining room. And as you will notice, there's only one chair and a tiny table because I don't entertain. It's tiny after all. Okay, so this is the hallway. Over there is the bathroom door, and that's the front door. Then this is my tiny kitchen, which if you watch any of my shorts, you'll see I am quite prolific with my air fryer. And this is a worthless piece of kit. Don't use that anymore. That is the oven. And then here we have the English equivalent of a refrigerator, which I have to say is fairly on the useless side. And then on this side, we have the equally useless freezer. Yeah. No. If you've ever been to America. And then we have the most useful coffee machine. Our little window onto the world. And a redundant piece of kit, which is a slimline dishwasher, which will be coming out as soon as I can find a handyman. Speaking of handyman, I have new doors and they need painting. And as a avid DIYer, you can tell I've had a go at it. And it didn't work. That's the bathroom, and we kind of don't want to go in there. It's not all that nice. Okay. So here we have the bedroom, and you will notice again the doors still need painting. Okay, this is the bedroom. And just your ordinary sort of bedroom. And in a tiny house, you have to, storage is a huge thing. This bed is one of those ottoman beds. It lifts up and you have storage underneath. And then, of course, your side tables have to do double duty. So we have side tables, which are actually drawers, chests of drawers. And we have another one over here. And then the thing that Teddy is sitting on is my shoebox. All my shoes are in the shoebox. And of course, the television has to be on wheels because you have to wheel it around. But that's the bedroom. And over there is the closet. So now we're going to go out and see something that will interest my sister. She gets a kick out of this. We're going outside. And this is what we call the shed. And the shed is washer and dryer heaven, where it takes 4 hours to do a load of laundry. And then in this side is the boiler, which I have to say that's one thing I actually love is the instant hot water boiler. So there's no actual water tank. And as you can see, yes, Jackie, I'm a hoarder, but I'm working on it. There used to be no space at all, but now you can actually see the floor. So that's the shed. And then what'll be really exciting for you is this over here. Well, first we'll go outside and take a look at it from the outside. Yeah, I'm working on gardening. This is my bike shed. And now we will have a look in my bike shed. It should be exciting for everybody. This is just a tarp for the winter because it rains. Yeah, get a load of that. As my tricycle and my two-wheeler, yes. But I'm only down to 2 bikes, Jackie. All right, so this is more storage. But that black tube over there is flooring, which is going to go down eventually when I get around to it. So when I come back from Venice, I might actually do the floor. But that's the shed where we store everything. So now we're going to go out the back. Oh, and this is my pantry. Yeah. I'm working on cleaning it. But then I'm working on a lot of things. Okay, so we're back into the living room. And this, as you can tell, everything, all my furniture comes from IKEA. I love IKEA. This is my living room. Okay, and out here we have my pergola out the back, but we'll get to that. And this is my 5-pound fireplace. I do love my 5-pound fireplace. And then more storage, a blanket box. Of course, that is my suitcase because I'm getting ready to go to Venice next week. So we're packing. Okay, so out here, prepare yourselves because this is not pretty. This is my pergola. And it's all sort of like down for the winter. My disco ball chandelier. But that all needs doing. And then over here is my barbecue area. That being the barbecue. And then here we have my fountain and our backyard. Now this was my veg patch. As you can see, there's one lone bush, which is a rosemary. Apparently can't kill rosemary. And I did try. Honestly, I really did try. But this all needs a bit of a revamp. And then this is my flower border. Say hello to Winston. And then over here we have our little guard at the gate. But that, ladies and gentlemen, is my tiny house. It definitely needs a bit of work, but hopefully I'll be able to get the handyman at it soon. So, thanks for coming along on my tour. And I hope that that gave you an insight into tiny house living and what a hoarder actually looks like, as I do have a problem. I'm working on it, but I have a problem. Okay, so there we go. Welcome to my house. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.